You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. Today's episode is the first of a two-part series on how to assess your church's risk. We're joined by Liam, an executive pastor in Fort Worth, who's looking at a massive expansion project and realizing his risk assessment needs to grow as fast as his ministry is expanding. As Liam contemplates his role as a church leader, he stands in his sanctuary on a quiet Tuesday. The stillness is a stark contrast to the 2,000 people who normally fill the sanctuary on Sunday morning. On his desk sits a proposal for a new youth wing with an expanded playground and an outdoor amphitheater. He is excited to see the church's vision come to life, but he is also a wise leader and knows that expansions come with risks. Next to the plans sits both his church's insurance renewal and their risk assessment plans. Liam's expertise is in how to move ministries forward, not in planning for every possible risk to the church. That's when he decided to reach out to his church's insurance agent at Insurance for Texans. The first thing I told Liam is that he has to look at the risks made of brick, mortar, and shingles. In Texas, severe weather is a common occurrence, and church buildings can take a beating. They need to be insured properly so that property damage repair costs don't pose a financial risk to the church. The first thing to look at is roof durability. Understanding your church's roof coverage is critical, especially since hail remains the primary weather-related claim in the DFW Metroplex. To mitigate this risk, many carriers now shift costs back to churches through high deductibles and actual cash value payouts. Furthermore, if your roof is over 10 or 15 years old, insurers will significantly depreciate its value during a claim. Next, we turn our attention to the church's potential liabilities. We walk the visitor's path and look for things like cracks in the sidewalk, uneven steps, and loose handrails. These are the most common hazards that cause slip and fall related injuries. A church is responsible for keeping visitors safe. We also take this opportunity to help Liam to understand what the church's general liability policy covers and what it does not. Often called slip and fall protection, general liability is a church's foundational shield against lawsuits involving visitor injuries or property damage. Its most significant benefit is covering the high cost of a legal defense. Next, we meander into the church's kitchen. A commercial-grade kitchen is a high-risk zone. We perform a deep dive into the kitchen's fire safety measures. First is ensuring that the hood suppression systems are inspected every 6 months, and grease traps are maintained to prevent ductwork flash fires. We also review with Liam that his church needs a written fire safety policy, so every volunteer knows exactly how to use an extinguisher and where to find the nearest exit in the event of an emergency. Last, we move on to the topic of facility maintenance and management. Facility management is where many churches inadvertently gamble with their future. Outdated electrical systems or expired fire extinguishers aren't just minor maintenance issues, they are massive legal risks. We verify that Liam has asset management systems in place to track the lifespan of the church's physical infrastructure. A faulty electrical panel or outdated wiring poses a risk for fire. We also discuss the church's plumbing and appliances. Regular maintenance of water heaters, ice machines, and dishwashers is the key to preventing water damage. Moisture often leads to mold and expensive remediation. Effective risk management means fixing a leak before it becomes a big problem. After our walkthrough, Liam feels relieved that he has a better understanding of how to put together and deploy his church's risk management plan when it comes to the physical infrastructure. Join us tomorrow as we continue with Liam's risk management plan and examine the human elements of risk. In the meantime, if your church is struggling with drafting a risk management plan, or you just need an expert to review your church's insurance before the next renewal, connect with our church insurance team at insurancefortexans.com.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.